Good afternoon, everybody. This is Danny with Danny's Luxury Cruise Vacations. We're back for another episode on Zoom. And today we have Richard from the Globus Family of Brands, Globus, Cosmos, and Avalon Waterways, a truly remarkable company that have been around for almost 100 years, offering great products. And Richard is going to share with us today some insights about his wonderful company. And, when you're ready to go on a wonderful tour in Europe or a river cruise, we're the people that can help you book that wonderful tour. Richard, thank you for being here.
Danny, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me today.
My pleasure. Well, Richard, we're going to start off with what products does Globus Family of Brand offer? What is the consumer? What can they expect from you as far as the different products that you offer? Where can they go? That type of thing.
Sure. Yeah. Well, great question. Well, like you said in your opening, that we're not 100 years, we're almost, but 96 years, celebrating 96 years this year, providing great vacations to travelers out there. And what's great about the Globus family of brands is we offer, guided touring, and then, of course, river cruising, primarily in Europe, Southeast Asia, and we have a couple other ships that we charter and some other destinations. But I think when you look at Globus, the great thing about Globus is we have a travel style, an itinerary, and a budget for every traveler out there. On the land side, between Globus and Cosmos, we have 12 ways of touring. So it can be anywhere from a classic guided tour. It could be undiscovered tours where your clients want to go off the beaten path and find those hidden gems. We have faith-based tours. We combine a cruise and a land tour as well. And then we have Independence by Globus, where clients may not want to travel with a group, want to travel on their own, but want the support of the guide and having access to all the guided touring, but you're on your own as well. So we're kind of like a one-stop shop, Danny, if you will,
Yeah, yeah.
for river and land type vacations.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I think you also just touched on it. You do go pretty much quite a bit around the world, whether it's Europe, Southeast Asia, land cruise. You pretty much cover the
Oh,
globe.
yeah. On the tour side, we offer over 466 tours in 71 countries. So when you look at the scope, obviously it's Europe, big in Europe. We were the innovators in touring in Europe, the originators and still innovators, if you will. But we go to Asia, Africa, Australia, North America, South America. So again, we just cover the globe when it comes to touring as well. And on the river, we're over in Europe, like I mentioned earlier, primarily over in Europe. We're in Southeast Asia on the Mekong. We own and operate 16 river ships
Wow.
on those destinations, but then we charter a couple vessels where we go into the Nile, the Amazon, and we also go into the Galapagos too. So
Okay.
it's a good breadth out there for where
Yep.
we go.
Well, I mean, that you've been around for a long time, you have a great product, but there must be something, if I may put it that way, Richard, that sets you apart from your friendly competitors. What would you say sets you apart?
Yeah, well, that's it's I think when I said earlier, it's the experience behind us. 96 years. We've got long-standing relationships with hotels, with tour operators. We've got our guides, our tour guides. On average, they've got about 15 years tenure with us, and they're there to really create the memorable experiences for you. It goes back to the types of touring.
Yeah.
We have something for everyone, touring and then river cruising. And Danny, what's great about us is we see some crossover between river and land. Our guests really enjoy our land experiences. They enjoy the quality, they enjoy the destination. So they're just going to go, okay, let me try a river cruise now, and vice versa. So again, one-stop shop, and we keep the client, going between
Beautiful.
land and river.
And the nice thing about it is there's so many for Europe, for example, there's so many rivers and destinations in Europe. The customer or the client can be kept busy for a long time with many tours and rivers. One trip, this one trip, another one. They can go back and back and back for a long time.
Absolutely. You know, what's popular is we have multi-river cruising as well. So you can combine several cruises, the Rhine, the
Yeah.
Danube, France with Rhine and Danube, but also a tour with a river cruise.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're in France, you want to do a land tour, but then you want to hop on the Rhone or in the Bordeaux region or the historic Seine River. We
Yeah.
can combine the land and river cruise there as well. So it's a great opportunity.
Which leads me, I think, into a great question for the next topic. Who is your demographic? Who is a perfect client for you, or is everybody a perfect client?
Well, you know, everybody that wants to travel is us. You know, so when you look at the demographic per se, the age, if you will, so you know, our clientele is anywhere we call it the boomer to kind of mature audience, if you will. The 52 to 69. We are seeing the Gen Xers, as they say, coming around because of the type of experiences that we have. We do see multi-generational families coming. We see parents taking the kids or grandparents taking the whole family on a tour and even on a river cruise because of the type of active and discovery cruises we have. We're seeing a lot of solo travel. Solo travelers are real popular. And if you look at the US today, they say 46% of the adults are single.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. So there's an opportunity for solos to be able to experience a tour in a river cruise. But I think most importantly, when you look at travel, it's people that are curious minded. You know, they're looking for the cultural immersion experience and they just want to walk away with those wow moments of traveling.
Perfect, perfect. So, having said that, Richard, if somebody goes on a Globus tour, whether it's France, Germany, Austria, whatever it is, or a river cruise, once they pay for that vacation, other than incidentals like souvenirs or a massage on the whatever it may be, is basically everything included?
Well, yeah, for the most part, we call it the ease of travel. And you know, when you look at Globus, then so Globus is our fully escorted first class vacation. So when you're looking at the Globus tour, you're staying in 4-star properties. Most of your excursions are included. Most of your tours, we do have some optional. You've got breakfast daily, plus on select tours, we do include lunches and dinner. So it's important to make sure you know what we include on those tours. Cosmos is more a little bit more for the value minded, kind of a value proposition to Globus. Still fully escorted tours, but more for the budget savvy guest. Some excursions are included, tours are included, but they have more free time. They're typically 3-star properties where they're right outside the city center, where Globus would be right in the middle of the city center. Cosmos does include some meals, so it just depends on what the guests are looking for
Yeah.
out of a vacation. And on
Perfect.
Avalon, Avalon river cruising is popular than ever before. Obviously all your meals, most your tours, we do include beer and wine at lunch and dinner. All the activities that are on board as well. So whether it's Globus, Cosmos, or river cruising on Avalon Waterways, we offer a really good value.
Perfect, perfect. And well, obviously, when you're doing a land-based trip, you're going to be it's going to be a casual atmosphere. You're going on a bus, you're going touring, but the cruise might be a little different. But is it relatively casual in the evening, like a nice polo shirt and slacks for the guys, that type of thing?
Yeah, we try to say, Danny, country club casual ambiance,
Perfect.
if you will. It's
Yeah,
unpretentious.
yeah,
It's we have elegant ships, very beautiful hardware, but it's about enjoying yourself, being comfortable.
yeah.
Guests do get a little bit more dressed up for dinner, but obviously being on a river cruise, it's an active experience because you're
Right.
going to be going off on tours. So you want comfortable shoes, comfortable attire, depending on when you're traveling as well. So but we kind of promote a little bit of country club feel on board.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. And coming into my last question, if I may, and we kind of touched on it a little bit. Who is a good fit for Globus? I guess that person looking for, let's say, a 4-star product, looking to travel, having their held hand like on Globus. I guess is the 52 to 69 uh age
Yeah.
bracket.
Well, we see a lot of people that these days that are looking for obviously the ease of the travel and the inclusions. That's priority. They want to
Right.
know that everything is planned for them. Also, we see guests that are looking to go more off the beaten path, as I mentioned with undiscovered tours. They look for the flexibility in travel as well, like with Cosmos. So it just depends on what the guest is looking for in a vacation. On the river side, it's about the cultural immersion. It's interesting. 75% of our guests on the rivers, Danny, come from ocean cruising.
Really? Wow.
So
Okay.
they're looking for a little bit more of an intimate atmosphere. We always say that ocean cruise lines do a great job taking guests to a country. On the rivers and land, we do a great job taking guests through the country, through the heart of the country, you
You beat
know?
me to the punchline.
So, it's just it's travel is it's in most of our DNA here, and it's just finding the right tour and the right experience that fits the needs of the traveler.
Absolutely. Well, Richard, thank you so much. You nailed it. It was perfect. Thank you so much, and look forward to working with you.
Well, Danny, I thank you for your time, and you know what? You as a travel partner, you're an expert with Globus, Cosmos, and Avalon. So make sure anyone listening out there, call Danny and make sure you book your next vacation with him because he knows where to put you and where to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Danny.